excellent first half, and now in the third quarter, the Toronto Argonauts have not been able to move the football, and Winnipeg sparingly.
A minute 45 left to play. Willard Reeves picks up 5 yards as he gets to the 25. Walter Ballard and James Curry are there to make the stop.
Well, Willard Reeves having an excellent year, over the 1,000 mark in this game, and
over the 100-yard mark for this particular ball game. 101 yards rushing now, and over the 1,000 on the season. On 2nd and 5, this is Reeves again. He has the first down and lots more as he crosses the 35 to the 39, tripped up by Dennis Clay and then pinned by Dan Rasevich.
He's really a pretty guy to watch run that football. He's strong and powerful, got great speed. Watch him on this draw play. Good block by Mark Moores, the center, on Dan Rasevich, enough that he cannot make the tackle. Joe Poplawski working downfield as well, and when they get that running game going, boy, they're tough to stop.
First down, Bombers at their 38. Clemens fires. It's complete to Jeff Boyd, and Boyd runs into Joe Poplawski and then is dropped by Marcellus Green. But it's another first down for Winnipeg at their 53. Pickup of 19 yards.
Well, the Bombers run that hook pattern as well as anybody in the league. Both James Hood and Jeff Boyd do an excellent job of pushing off the corner, stop, and work back to the quarterback. You notice how they always catch that football in their hands, if at all possible.
Just 10 seconds left to play in the third quarter. First down, Bombers. Clemens pass caught by Jeff Boyd. Another first down into the Toronto 38-yard line. The tackle once again made by Marcellus Green.
And they really have worked on Marcellus Green, who is back in the Canadian Football League for his first game tonight. Was with the Argonauts in 1983 in their Grey Cup year, but Jeff Boyd high in the air, once another great catch in the hand.
His 7th reception of the ball game for Jeff Boyd. That gives him 53 on the season. And on the draw, Willard Reeves gets inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by a yard as the third quarter comes to an end, with the Toronto Argonauts clinging to a 24-14 lead. We'll have the fourth quarter for you in just a moment. That old intangible known as momentum certainly on the side of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as they come up with a 2nd and 2 to start this fourth quarter of play. The handoff goes to Pat Cantner. Cantner is wrapped up as he gets very close to the first down marker. In that third quarter of play, Toronto had only 19 yards total offense. The Bombers had 100. There's a look at our Chevrolet three-quarter statistical story. Winnipeg with 370 total yards, but they've scored only one touchdown, 292 yards for the Argonauts.
It's been a great game, though. One turnover committed by each side. Interception by Tyrone Jones here in the third quarter.
Tommy Clemens, who has been good on 18 of 28 passes tonight for 295 yards, has a first down at the Toronto 28-yard line. Again, the draw to Willard Reeves, and Reeves is brought down by William Mitchell as he crosses inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Gary Doolin is out of the ball game, number 61, and Mark Seal, the former Ottawa Rough Rider, is in there. Seal wears number 76. Second down, 5 yards to go, and the pass is no good. The intended receiver was James Hood, number 80. Carl Braisley providing the defensive coverage for the Argonauts.
Looked as though Tom Clements really had a double clutch that throw as big number 77, Rodney Harding, was coming in his face, and in order to get that ball either over or around him, Tommy had to kind of reload, and by that time it was too late.
So Trevor Kennard, who has tried 5 field goals tonight and made but one, is that right, Bob? Will try another one here from the 29-yard line. And this time it's good. And it's an important field goal with 13:39 left to play, because now the Blue Bombers trail by just 7 points. It is Toronto 24, Winnipeg 17. We'll be back in a moment. Kickoff, Toronto 24, Winnipeg 17. Trevor Kennard has kicked 2 field goals tonight, as the Argos send 3 back deep: Kerry Taylor, Jeff Townsend, and Kevin Lowe. And this one bounces beyond Kerry Taylor, still hasn't picked it up, and he very alertly decides he better just fall on it, and he does that at the 25-yard line. So that's where the Argos will take over. They have not been able to move the ball in the second half.
And they sure aren't winning on these kickoffs when they elect to receive the football instead of taking it at the 35-yard line.
He's on the Toronto bench, and I'm inside.
Was that a taxi cab call we heard coming through, or what was it? The fans want the Argos to get a move on. They start from their 25-yard line. Turner with the screen to Jeff Townsend. It's wrapped up very neatly by Wiley Turner, number 28, and limits the gain to about 2 yards.
David Marshall, as I told you, on the bench now, and you can see that knee injury does not look that good, and he got it banged up. He is out for the game, but this being his first game with the club, could be his last. Until they check it tomorrow, they won't know for sure, though.
And he had played very effectively in that first half for the Argos. Dan Rasevich is in that middle linebacking spot for Toronto this second half. This is Kevin Lowe. The flag comes down as Lowe does a neat job of running the football, gets over the 35 to the 36. It would be a first down depending upon this penalty marker.
Well, it's going to go against the Toronto Argonauts, but what a fabulous run that was by number 32, Kevin Lowe. You know, they told us he was a good one, and he has not disappointed us at all tonight. Caught the ball well, and just a great run there, but all for naught.
The amazing thing about Kevin Lowe, though, after just a few practices, Bob Abilovich, the Argo head coach, said he is the best signing that we have had since...
Toronto 56, second down repeated.
He said the best signing we've had since I've been the head coach of this club. So that's saying a lot about him. He's not that fast, but he just seems to have an ability to get into the open and make the big play.
Ian Beckstead, the offensive center, was called for holding, so it's second down, Toronto. Turner was able to evade the horse collar of Scott Flagel as he crossed the 25 to the 27, but that's just back to, 2 yards beyond the original line of scrimmage. James West and Ken Haley, 58 and 24, were there to bring him down.
Well, watch the horse collar there. He's lucky he didn't get called for face masking, but they sure give Ricky Turner a rough ride on the way to the turf there. And once again, the Argonauts are stalled here in the fourth quarter, and they will have to give up the football. Winnipeg only trailing by 7 points, but you just get the feeling that the game has really shifted around in their favor.
Well, there's no question about that as Hank Olisic stands ready to punt. Gets it away. It's a high punt. It's not particularly deep. Kevin Nealis takes it at his 43-yard line and is wrapped up at the 45. So the cover team certainly did its job. Bob Brock not too happy because he felt that somebody clipped him. It may have been Stan Mikowicz. A 42-yard boot, only a 3-yard return. And we remind you that next Friday night, the CFL on CTV, Friday Night Football, will come to you from Taylor Field in Regina, where the Calgary Stampeders will be the visitors. Anxious to see how the Rough Riders play in BC this weekend. And I'm sure their fans are, too, because they tell me there's a little bit of unrest with the fans around Regina and the province of Saskatchewan. Clemens' pass is caught by Jeff Boyd for a Winnipeg first down in Toronto territory at the 48-yard line in front of Marcellus Green.
Well, you're talking about a lot of action on one play. Fake that wide receiver reverse to James Hood, and Tom Clemens keeps the ball, rolls out, and hits Jeff Boyd with the pass.
A 16-yard pickup as Jeff Boyd gathers in his 8th pass of the ball game for 135 yards.
You know, this Toronto Argonaut defense has played extremely well tonight, but they can't be on the field in the entire second half and expect to function well.
The handoff goes to Sean Keogh, and Keogh picks up a couple of tough yards. as he gets very close to the Toronto 45. William Mitchell, 39, and Rodney Harding, the defensive end, 77, combined on the tackle.
Big Chris Walby limping back to the huddle, but Bob Obilovich on the sidelines with Ricky Turner, and it's as simple as this. They know it. They've got to move this ball a little bit in the fourth quarter if they want to try and hang on to this game.
Kevin Nealis is out of there. Glenn Steele is in. On second down, 8 yards to go, Winnipeg, and Clements is sacked by Rodney Harding, number 77. I don't think Tommy ever saw the big defensive end from Oklahoma State University who drops them on a big play for Toronto at their 53-yard line.
Well, as he wheeled out of that pocket, he had no chance. Rodney Harding comes up with his 7th sack of this 1985 season, and once again, the fans at Exhibition Stadium very appreciative of the efforts of their defense tonight.
That's the 4th sack of Tom Clements tonight by that Toronto defensive unit.
Walter Ballard, sorry, Pat. Walter Ballard with 1, James Curry with 2, and now the sack by Rodney Harding.
Carinci gathers this one in at his 8-yard line, and he was able to get away from the first downfield tackle. I believe it was Scott Flagel. He sidestepped him, but the Argos are going to be in a real hole when we come back. They lead the ball game 24-17 with 10:19 left to play in the game. Our poll tonight, should the CFL allow the referees access to TV replays? There are the numbers to call if you feel they should. 1-900-720-3720. No, 1-900-720-4720. There is a 50-cent service charge. Toronto really has to move the football now. They lead by 7 points. They have a first down at their 11-yard line with 10 minutes left to play in the ball game. This is Kevin Lowe. Lowe did a pretty good job to get by Wiley Turner, but then the pursuit caught up with him. Tyrone Jones was there to make the tackle.
Well, he sure did a lot of running to pick up 1 yard. That's kind of tough. The Winnipeg defense knows that Toronto really does not want to put the ball up in the air at this point. They really have to now on second down, but easy spot on the field to play defense.
Boy, let's credit that Winnipeg defense. Toronto hasn't picked up a first down in this second half. 2nd and 9 from their 12-yard line. Tyrone Jones was blitzing, was picked up neatly. The pass is caught by Jeff Townsend at the 26-yard line. Well, they rule he was out of bounds.
Well, he made a great catch, nevertheless, and that was a super throw by Ricky Turner. Let's have a look now. 1 foot has to be in bounds. No, that's a great call. Foot right on the white line. Excellent call by the officials. Toronto Argonauts.
Spot where you didn't need the TV replay.
Was that the cab coming through again? So on 3rd down and 9 yards to go, Hank Olisic stands in his end zone to punt. This is high, not too deep. Kevin Nealis at his own 54. And gets it into the Toronto 50-yard line, where once again Tom Clements and that Winnipeg offense is going to have terrific field position. Steve Delcole was down to make the tackle on that 45-yard punt by Hank Olisic and the 7-yard return by Kevin Nealis. 8:52 left to play in the ball game. Toronto leading it by a converted touchdown. Ball right at the Toronto 50. There you see the numbers on Tom Clements tonight. Take the draw and then fire it out there to Sean Keogh. And Keogh is cut down on a good tackle by Marcellus Green, short of the first down at the 42-yard line.
Nevertheless, that is an excellent call on first down. Once again, play action back out of the backfield. Extremely difficult to cover on first down because you've got to respect Willard Reeves on that run, and then they sneak Sean Keogh out into the flat.
So it brings up second down, 2 yards to go. Winnipeg at the Toronto 42. Willard Reeves, the ball carrier, dances through, has the first down, and lots more inside the Toronto 35 to about the 33-yard line before Rasevich 35 and Darrell Wilson 13 combined to bring him down.
Well, he's not only a powerful runner, but a very quick got the quick feet as he just stepped around James Curry there and picked up about 6 more.
And he hits the hole so quickly, too. Then he can get those quick feet moving, as he did on that occasion. Pass is complete to Joe Poplawski, and he's ridden down by Darrell Wilson. Poplawski takes in his 6th pass of the ball game for a total of 99 yards.
Just a routine night for Joe. 6 catches, 99 yards. A couple of big ones early in the ball game. They were not able to capitalize on those, but Tommy Clements getting some great production now on his first down plays. At least 5, 6, 7 yards every time on first down.
Poplawski has 57 catches on the year now. Jeff Boyd with 8 tonight has 54. There's the draw again to Willard Reeves. And Reeves does a good job of disguising that draw. He just kind of saunters over, then takes the ball and explodes as he gets to the Toronto 20-yard line. Dennis Clay brings him down, but it's another Blue Bomber first down. 22 carries tonight for Willard Reeves, a total of 140 yards.
One of the reasons, sorry, Leaf, I was going to say one of the reasons that Reed feels that they're a better club this year, he says we're more poised this year than we were last year.
On first down, Clements looking to the end zone, looking for James Hood. It is picked off by Carl Braisley. The ball was slightly underthrown, and Braisley was able to go high in the air and make the interception.
Well, Tommy Clements just did not get all of this pass as the rush was coming and underthrown. Carl Braisley in perfect position. And what a big play that is for the Argonauts.
The second interception of by the Argos tonight, the 6th of the year for Carl Braisley, as the Toronto Argonauts hang on to a 24-17 lead, and we'll be back in just a moment. Carl Braisley with his 6th interception of the season in the end zone gives Toronto possession at their 25-yard line as they cling to a 7-point lead. 6.5 minutes left to play in the ball game. Turner's pass is caught by Terry Greer at the 36-yard line. He's hit by Ken Haley, but that'll be an Argonaut first down.
You know, Pat, when Ricky Turner really sets up the throw and steps up, he's got a lot of zip on that ball for a guy who's only 165 pounds.
And the Argos being very cognizant of the fact that they've got to move the football, throw it on first down, and pick up their first down of this second half. Ball at their 36-yard line, first down, Toronto. And they saw the blitz coming, handed the ball off to Kevin Lowe. Make that Kerry Taylor, number 20. On that little reverse, Tyrone Jones, however, made the stop. A blitz is a very effective defensive weapon against the run, too, particularly if you happen to be in the right spot.
Especially an outside linebacker on an inside trap play. You just don't have enough guys to block.
So it's 2nd and 10. Here they come again. And Turner goes deep again for Terry Greer, who tried to make a one-handed catch, very nearly did, but it was broken up by Roy Bennett and Ken Haley.
Well, it appeared as though Terry Greer had a great shot to come up with this football. Roy Bennett had his back to the play, a one-hander, and he just couldn't bring it around. Roy Bennett did a great job to screen him off at the last second when Greer did touch the football.
There's been some criticism of Terry Greer in this area. He's playing out his option, and some of the fans feel he's not giving his all. But I think really it's more a case that without Condredge Holloway in there hasn't been anybody to get the ball to Terry Greer. And it must be very frustrating when you're a Greer and you're in the open as often as he has been and the ball never gets to him.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Bill. If you're time and time again open and nobody there to throw you the football, you really kind of get dejected and just say, well, what the heck am I doing out here? You know, I'm a waste.
It's a bad rap against him, I agree with you, Leaf.
So as Darrell Patterson leaves the football game, Vernon Paul will likely replace him. Argos will be punting on 3rd and 10, with the Bombers sending only Kevin Nealis back.
Do you think this Winnipeg offense has been a little flat?
I don't think they've been that flat, Bill. I just think they haven't been able to finish off some drives. Now, some people might say, well, that's being flat. I don't necessarily think it is. I think Toronto's made some big plays defensively at key times.
The amazing thing is that they, along with the Edmonton Eskimos, lead the league in touchdowns with 34, but the Bombers only have one major score tonight. Hank Olisic gets it away, and Nealis will field it at his 35. He lets the ball bounce. It bounced off him, but he very alertly was able to dive back on top of it at his own 29-yard line. Well, again, that could have been a disaster for the Blue Bombers, trailing it by 7 points with exactly 5 minutes left to play in the ball game.
Well, the second time that's happened to them here in the second half, and that ball appeared like it was a spiral, but it just had a funny kind of rotation on it, and Kevin Nealis merely misjudged it.
So Tom Clements, who has gone all the way at the quarterback spot, has that Winnipeg offense out there at their own 30 with 4:45 left in the game now. Clements' pass is dropped by Jeff Boyd. Boyd had it bounce right off his chest.
Well, all kinds of time to throw for Tom Clements. He threw a strike, but unfortunately, Jeff Boyd, who normally is so dependable, could not hang on to the football. Boy, do you think there's a few BC Lions watching this game rooting for an upset right here?
Well, should the Blue Bombers lose, of course, and they are far from out of this one, they would have played 2 more games than BC and still be tied with them. Clemens' pass is caught this time by Joe Poplawski up at the 50-yard line. Preston Young came up to make the stop, but it's a big pickup of 21 yards on the completion from Clemens to Poplawski.
Well, Nick Volpe, our isolation director, was following Joe Poplawski that time, and nothing fancy about that, just as he has done a number of times tonight, find that open hole over the middle and make the catch.
Under 4 minutes left to play. The draw to Willard Reeves, and Reeves is grabbed by James Curry, number 74, and Dan Rasevich, 35, after a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards.
Darrell Patterson took a rap on the knee, but he says it's fine, and he'll be ready to go back in when the defense takes over again.
Clemens is 22 of 35 tonight for 346 yards. And this one is picked off by Preston Young. And the trade pays instant dividends for the Toronto Argonauts as they pick off their 3rd pass of the ball game. The Argos will have possession at the Winnipeg 46-yard line. He just laid in the woods, stepped in front of the receiver, and Preston Young has his first interception.
Well, Jeff Boyd tries to work back to the quarterback, but Preston Young, cagey 8-year veteran from Simon Fraser, read that hook pattern all the way. They've thrown it so many times tonight, and you cannot replace experience.
Clock is running, 3:10 left in the ball game. Toronto 24, Winnipeg 17. Turner on the quarterback draw once again, and look at the hole. And he's dropped at the 26-yard line by Ken Haley. Make that Scott Flagel 14 and not 24.
Great call by Ricky Turner. All the motion to the wide side of the field and then run the quarterback draw. If you get through initially, you've got a lot of running room, and he found it.
So with 3 minutes left to play in the ball game, the Toronto Argonauts lead the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 24-17. We'll be back in just a moment.
Now, through the end
Of course, he's made the big play, and Ricky Turner has just run it again and will do so once more as he gets to the Winnipeg 21-yard line for a pickup of about 5 yards. Wiley Turner, 28, and Stan Mikowas, 75, there to bring him down.
Now, you don't think Preston Young feels pretty good about that? Originally, a Toronto Argonaut, went to Hamilton, then went to Montreal. Now, full circle back with the Argonauts again, and makes what could be the biggest play of the ball game.
2:30 left to play in the ball game. Argos lead it by 7. They have 2nd and 5 as they pick up the blitz neatly. Kevin Lowe, however, runs right into the heart of the defense where Ty Jones was able to make the tackle along with Tony Norman, number 55. And I'm not sure, but I think that's the first time we've mentioned Tony Norman's name tonight.
Well, nothing fancy by Ricky Turner, and that was by directions from the sidelines. They got the 7-point lead. You're in great field goal position for their rookie kicker, Lance Chomick from the University of Toronto, and he has a chance to give them a 10-point margin here with just 2:16 remaining.
Chomick has tried 2 field goals tonight, been successful with one of them, and this try will come from the 27-yard line. And it is good. And so with 2 minutes and 1 second left to play in the ball game, the Argos increase their lead to 10 points.
A couple of big plays in this fourth quarter. The interception by Carl Braisley, and a few plays ago, that big interception by Preston Young results in a field goal effort by Lance Chomick. The Argonauts 10 points ahead, and if they hang on to this football game, the defense deserves a lot of credit.
Tommy Clements has now thrown 16 interceptions on the year, just 14 touchdowns, as Winnipeg now starts from their 35-yard line. And John Hufnagel is in the ball game. And his first pass is complete to Joe Poplawski, who has a first down to the Winnipeg 51-yard line. He's forced out there by Preston Young. The Blue Bombers will not huddle. Clock is stopped with 1:54 left in the ball game. First down, Winnipeg. Hufnagel throws, and they roll. The catch is made out of bounds by Jeff Boyd. That's 3 times tonight that a Bomber pass has been completed out of bounds. Twice by James Hood, and now by Jeff Boyd. Don Moen has played a very solid ball game here for the Argos tonight. He got his hands in the air, and that may have forced John Hufnagel to loft it a little more than he would have wanted to. 2nd and 10, Bombers at their 51. Hufnagel's pass is caught by Kevin Nealis at the Toronto 47-yard line. That'll be a first down. Dennis Clay was on him right away, but they moved the yardsticks.
Good pressure once again by James Curry as he nailed John Hufnagel just as he threw that ball, but a good pass and catch by Hufnagel to Kevin Nealis.
1:43 and the clock is running left to play. Hufnagel's pass. What a catch by Joe Poplawski. And he is going to go all the way for the touchdown. John Hufnagel didn't see the completion of that play, but he knows that Joe Poplawski has taken it all the way for the major score. 47 yards. Hufnagel to Poplawski with 1:32 left to play.
Well, let's have a look. John Hufnagel steps up, and what a great catch by Joe Poplawski. Bill Mitchell and a few others collide there, and 47 yards later, Poplawski's in the end zone, and oh, what a great finish this is going to be.
Joe Poplawski now has 60 catches.